wondered about that part. Oh, hello everyone. Sorry if I was a little disfocused, but I am finally here for giving you another review. First time in a little while, to be honest. And it's the Marvel Works, which I should confess I'm kind of between semi-retirement and still active after a while, after Endgame and Spider-Man and so on and so forth. But I'm keeping good tabs on Marvel. But I'm digressing. Where was I? Oh, yes. The Marvels came out just in Ireland about 6 days ago. Talk about timing. Let's see the story, shall we? Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, has reclaimed her identity from the tyrannic Kree and has taken revenge on the Supreme Intelligence. However, unintentional consequences see her shouldering the burden of a disabled universe. When her duties send her to an anomaly wormhole, I think, linked to a Kree revolutionary, her powers become entangled with two other superheroes to form the Marvels. A group of heroes no different than if the Defenders, maybe even the Spider-Man groups, etc., etc. Which, it's a good thing I'll use the pronouns just to throw in the mix. That way I get the, actually I'll use the wiki record. I'll get to that in a moment. Don't want spoilers, and nope, and here we go. Nice. I'll only give about the major parts and maybe even the villains, but I won't spoil too many other people, and I'll give you my non-spoiler review in a moment. I need to get the names of these characters, and my apologies, the actors and actresses. Ooh, got a little nasty there. Huh. All right, main character, my lady.
Brie Larson.
Just need to make sure. Brie Larson, also known as Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Let's see, resume. An Avenger and former U.S. Air Force fighter pilot whose DNA was altered during an accident, imbuing her with superhuman strength, energy protection, and absorption in flight. Larson said that the movie would dive deeper into that Cersei's character and her complications, I think, or whatnot, after her origin story, which was set up about 4 years ago in Captain Marvel itself, which, to be fair, I actually had a lot of fun, and since and so on. All right. Anyway, since the events of Avengers Endgame, Danvers has been mostly off Earth in deep space, with Larson saying she's been kind of a workaholic, and she lost touch with her heart and with her family and friends. Now that I compare it to my experience, I can see what they mean by that. And honestly, I'll admit that this character isn't exactly everyone's cup of tea. And to be honest, I hear there's a lot of issues in regards to Miss Larson, but I had no problem with her when I first saw her. I think maybe the reason they were angry was because they made a lot of disrespectful remarks, but I highly doubt she's that egotistical and compared to our dear friend Amber, who'd been going off on Johnny like a plague, which thank God he was able to win. But anyway, it was good to see her again when watching that movie. Now, Sorry about that. I just had a little look at what the piece is, and I even needed to make sure just to get to the next character, you know. Talk about timing. All right, anyway, getting too distracted again. My deepest apologies. I'm still getting there. Don't lose your heads. Oh, man. I hate it when they have to do multiple choices. Okay. Hit me.
Tiana Paris.
Tiana Paris. Yeah, and I can explain her character next. Tiana Paris. Monica Rambert. You remember her mother, right? Maria, right? Well, let's say an astronaut for Slate 8 who is working with Nick Fury, who's also in this movie, and you know who a certain actor is, and has the ability to manipulate all wavelengths of the electromagnetics. Interesting. Similar to, in a way, similar to another hero I remember. Let me have a look and see what it says. Ah, she has the ability to control some sort of radiation power. Interesting. As I mentioned before, she was Maria's daughter, and she also looked up to Danvers as a child. Lieutenant Troublemaker, I think. Bear said that the Marvels would explore her character beyond what was established in the Disney Plus miniseries of WandaVision, which I actually had another good fun. And she's boxed to prepare for the role. It looks to me she was excited or something. Yeah, I remember that character. A minor spoiler: she survived the. She was one of the victims of Thanos' little snapping. Only difference afterwards, her luck was worse. She was one of the victims, but her mom wasn't. And when she came back, she's dead, I'm afraid. Yeah, big spoiler, which I'll let the stories and the shows explain it. When I found out about that, I was a little bit. It was hard. It was a little hard, but it wasn't emotional like the other ones. But still, what a shame. And honestly, her character's not too bad. But this one, oh boy. This one's gonna be one to knock over. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but who am I to argue over a spilled milk garden? Come on, open up, you. Let's see. Just making sure I have the right word. Yeah, alrighty, there we go.
Ivan Vellani.
Ivan Vellani. An interesting name. Her acting was doing Kamala Khan, also known as Miss Marvel, a teenage human metahuman from New Jersey, the same area that I was in New York during October, who idolizes Danvers and wears a some sort of brace on her wrist that unlocks her abilities to harness cosmetic energy and create hard light constructions. In some ways, it's a little different than what we saw from embiggening your hands as some sort of inhuman. Kamala is in awe of being in the presence of Danvers and Ravenna. Her heroes, which producer Kevin Frink, like to Peter Parker's appearance in Captain America Spider-Man. I'm sorry about doing this, but remembering these names can be tricky. Come on, hurry up.
Ivan Vellani.
Let's see. It says here Filani practice park hours. Hello. Ah, another some sort of athletic technique. I think I'm. As was closely linked to Kamal's movement in the film. Yeah, I remember that kid. Watched that. Watched Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. Very first impression, she's a fangirl. Girl, just like some other people we know from Comic Cons and other type of conventions. The difference is she idolized the real heroes like Carol. When she got, and she was a curious case, and it was developing very well her character. There was an episode before the finale which got me a little emotional, and it was definitely one that maybe people should give Marvel a chance, even if it's dying down from it. The MCU universe. I understand you guys are retired or semi-retired, maybe like myself. In fact, I'm semi-retired. I'm very likely going to semi-retire, which I'll explain soon. Ugh, this name's gonna drive me nuts. But at least I can tell. I might have to check her out name later. There we go.
Zawe Ashton.
Yeah, Zawe Ashton. She's playing as her first villain as Del. In I don't know her name, but she's a Kree warrior revolutionary wielding an accuser hammer, which is, I guess you could say, identical to that of Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy. And she also has the same wristband as Captain Marvel, which, spoiler there. She's also trying to restore her, but is also trying to restore her homeland, which is Hala, after a terrible civil war. It says here the director encourages Ashton to prioritize her agility and strength in her training, which means this one was probably training to do the athletic moves that I saw in the movie. Impressive. Very impressive. Reminds us of dear William Dafoe, who played as the Goblin. Good guy. The guy was so determined to play as the character. He, even after all these years later, still got it. Now, perhaps I should be a little grateful I got the villain down. It saves me the trouble for looking for the main man himself. Nick Fury, or before I get to that one, who the actor played is the motherfucker himself, Samuel Jackson. Sorry, couldn't help myself, but you get the point. The former director of S.H.I.E.L.D., who was working at Slade in a low Earth orbit with the Skrull. That's the ones we saw from the Captain Marvel, and honestly, these creatures are impressive. It says here an executive producer described Fury's role in the film as him being in scene with the likeness description and description in Captain Marvel again, caused by his funny relationship with. Yeah, they kind of have a bit of a funny relationship, but I think it's mostly the cat. Or in this case, I think I'll let an old friend explain that part. Seriously. Ugh. Oh, man. Wow. Trust me, long story, but it's freaking weird. I'll
Get that thing away. How'd they get in here?
Oh.
Cat? This isn't what you're afraid of, is it?
That's not a cat. That's a flirkin. A flirkin.
Yeah. Remember seeing that little creature? Ooh, really, really freaking weird. I'm more of a dog person, and I have no problem with cats, but this, a flurkin, really takes the cake. Oh yeah, and the goose is still alive, and you know what that means. I can't show you the pieces, but I can play you the audio. Oh, come on. Oh, how come you get an app block and you can't even use it to block it on YouTube videos? Ugh. Ew. I have very conflicting emotions right now with that thing. But it's really good to see that cat. And yep. To be honest, it was a pretty interesting adventure with the Marvels, and seeing Carol and the others, it was pretty nice. Let's see. Let's see. It says here it was as part of the Phase 5 of the MCU universe, which was after Phase 3 of the Infinity Wars, of course. Dang it, stupid. Yep. Oof, this is gonna be quite a freaking adventure. It received mixed reviews from the critics, with praise for the person's directing work. The lady's work. I can't exactly describe her name, but I'll probably double check her record in a moment. And the chemistry between the three lead actresses, which I mentioned before, Carol, Monica, and Kamala. But criticized though towards the plot, which is probably the main story of the works. It experienced the lowest opening week and for MCU films, grossing $48.5 million in the US, which led to some publishers labeling the film a box office bomb. Sheesh. And they say I was, and they're saying critics are hard, but geez. All right, let's have a look at the fan review, and oh my god. Huh. Ooh. 1 a little higher, 2 a little low, 3 a little low, that a little low, and 5 in between. But bad news, 2.8 or 3.5 star out of 5. But it looks like half these people liked it, and some of them didn't, which, to be fair, it's understandable. I watched it with my Oasis group, a good few friends, and it was very nice, to be honest. So, a big shout out to Nick Hayes, also known as the Spider-Verse and Frozen fan. It's very good. And to a friend, I could call Master Joe Yoda, or Dark Yoda for short. I think after I make this video, I think you guys who see the message will know that I actually had quite a bit of fun. So what would I rate it as? Well, I can confess it's not exactly as, it's not as great as the other models of Marvel after the Infinity War. In fact, I should double check some of them, excluding the Spider-Man. So I'll probably give it a, if it changes in the time, 6 out of 10. 1, because of returning people. 2, it kind of connected with a lot of shows, with the 2 shows, WandaVision and Miss Marvel. And 3, I hear a lot of praises from the YouTubers, even out of a few more, so I'm sure this is going to give it a shot. And if there's any criticisms in that, I'm sure the people we trust in Marvel will fix up the MC universe. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, including those I'll be giving a little invite soon. Until we meet again, my friends, and may the force and magic be with you all. Until the next video I make will hopefully be another fan fiction, or guess what, or even just a standard chat. I have spoken. Later.